Combination skin is one of the trickiest skin types because it's two skin types on one face. Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about how to glow from the inside out. I have had combination skin my whole entire life and I know the struggle. Today I want to share with you some of my favorite tips, best practices, and even some products that I use to help balance out those two zones on my face. If you have combination skin too, don't forget to hit subscribe. Come join our skincare community. All right, if you're so ready, let's dive into these tips. Give the video a big thumbs up and let's get started. When balancing combination skin, in the morning you have three options for washing your face. You can opt to just use water, and this is particularly good if your combination skin is very dehydrated, very sensitive, or if it's feeling a lot more dry than oily. Now you can also opt for micellar water. This is much more gentle than your traditional foaming cleanser, and this can be great for breaking up any excessive oil in your oily areas like the T-zone, but it's still very gentle on the dry areas. And if you're feeling extra oily, you can use a foaming cleanser in the morning to break up any of that thick, excessive oil buildup on your skin. Let's talk about clay masks. This is a great way to balance out combination skin. And there's a couple of different options here depending on how your combination skin manifests. I love the Beauty of Joseon Ground Rice and Honey Glow Mask. This is a combination of clay as well as honey. And so you get this clarifying effect, but also this very soft moisturizing effect. And so this is great if your combo skin is feeling a little bit more dry or if it's very sensitive or dehydrated, because this is a very gentle clay mask. A more traditional clay mask option is the Red Bean Refreshing Pore Mask, also from Beauty of Joseon. And this has a little bit more of a traditional clay texture that you might be familiar with. And this is particularly good for sucking up excessive oil and sebum on the skin. So if your combination skin is very oily, this would be a great choice. Now, your third option for clay masks is to split the difference. Combination skin is all about two different zones on your face. So for me personally, I have a very oily T-zone. I'm going to be using the Red Bean mask there to suck up all the excessive oil and to help with some of the congestion and blackheads that I'm seeing there. Now, my U-zone is a lot more dry, very, very sensitive. So I'm going to be going in with the Ground Rice and Honey Glow Mask in the U-zone to make sure that that area stays well moisturized, but still gets that clarifying effect from the clay, but also the honey. I always love washing a clay mask off my combo skin because I always notice that my pores look a lot more refined. My skin is so much smoother and there's less of that thick, excessive oil buildup in my T-zone. I love a good lightweight hydrating toner for combination skin. This is the Make Prem Relief Me Essence, you know, my most favorite toner of all time. Now, for combination skin, especially if you are prone to a very dry or dehydrated area on your skin, feel free to layer up your hydrating toner. This can be one of the most hard-working products in your skincare routine, and it's particularly great for combination skin because it is so lightweight. So you can do 2 layers of toner, 3 layers of toner, and don't forget, you can also just apply additional layers of toner in the area of your skin that you need it. For me, that would be my U-zone, which can get very dehydrated. But it's particularly good for combination skin because no matter how many layers you choose to indulge in, it's not going to get thick and greasy and overwhelm those oily areas on your skin. And oftentimes, you know, hydration is the balance that the oily areas are seeking. And if you really hydrate your skin well, sometimes that over time can lead to a reduction in oil production. Combination skin is all about two skin types in one. And I love products like this Bi-Phase Essence from Mary & May. This is the Blackberry Cream Complex Essence, and it is 2 layers, 1 layer of hydration as well as a silky, creamy, moisturizing layer. So this is totally geared towards combo skin because it's bringing both of those qualities that your skin needs, hydration and moisture, in one bottle. So I really like this one because it is a little bit lighter than some of the other Bi-Phase essences out there. This has a little bit more light and refreshing feel to it. It's not overly rich, but it's just that kiss of moisture that really helps to balance out combo skin. You know, you do have oily areas and you are the expert in your skin, but I find you shouldn't be too afraid of just a kiss of light moisture. Kind of like with hydration, sometimes that moisture moisture is what your combo skin is craving. And if you give it to your skin in just the right amount, it really does go a long way to balancing out the really oily areas, the really dry areas, the areas of your skin that might be even feeling thirsty and dehydrated. And so this one is really light, very refreshing. Now, here's a tip for you. No matter what product you're applying to your skin, you want to apply to that driest area first. So for me, it's that U zone. So you see how I loaded up my hands with that essence, and I'm going in for the U zone first. That area is going to receive the majority of the product, and it's really going to drink it in because that's the area that needs moisture. And then whatever remnants are left on my hands, I'm going in on my T zone. So I'm just getting that kiss of the product, but I'm not getting this big, thick, heavy layer. So you can try that no matter where your oily or dry areas are. Try to apply to that dry area first to get the most nourishing, moisturizing effect, and then the lightest effect in the oily area. Now let's talk about controlling oil, because those oily areas for combo skin can drive you up the wall. They can be really difficult to treat. So I love products like this one from Numbuzin. This is the #3 Blue Bio-Retinol Pore Refining Serum. Now the name suggests that there is retinol in here, and there is, but it's a very, very small quantity. This is actually a 10% niacinamide serum, and this is actually a really great ingredient and a really great percentage of niacinamide for oily skin. Now, whether you have an oily combination skin or just a traditionally oily skin type, niacinamide at 10% is particularly good for helping to control excessive oil production. It also helps with the symptoms of that oil production, where your pores can get really clogged up. You can get a lot of blackheads, congestion, texture. Your pores look really stretched out and saggy. And so niacinamide not only controls the oil, but it also helps to refine that pore, smooth out that pore. It's particularly good for texture, and it just overall really improves the look of your pores. There's also a little bit of salicylic acid in this formula as well. And so I'm actually just applying this to my T-zone, which is the oily area. I'm filming this routine in summer, and my oil production tends to really go through the roof in hot weather in that area. I'm noticing a lot more congestion. So this serum has been really helpful for helping to address that. And I just apply it where I need it. There's no need to put it in the dry areas, especially if they're sensitive like my U zone is. Now let's talk about moisturizer, because there's a couple of different ways that you can approach your moisturizer application for combination skin. This is Cosrx, the Ceramide Skin Barrier Moisturizer. I really like this one because it's a good skin strengthening moisturizer, but it has this really beautiful quality of hydration to it, as well as moisturization and occlusivity. It's just not really heavy like a traditional kind of, medium weight moisturizing cream would have. It's a little bit lighter. So I find it really nice for combination skin, especially if you feel like you do also suffer with some dehydration. Now, applying the moisturizer all over your face might be overwhelming for your oily areas. So I'm going to go back to that tip that I told you about, where you put the majority of your skincare application in your dry areas first. So for me, that is the U zone, so around the chin area and the cheeks. And then with whatever little bit is left on my fingertips, I'm going to run that over my T-zone, which doesn't need a lot of moisture. And that just helps to keep the layer a lot more light and much more breathable. Now, your third option for moisturizer is to use a separate lighter product for the oily area. This is Lerinn Hyaluronic Aqua Gel, and this has a really beautiful, refreshing gel texture that is really great for oily skin. And so I'm going to apply this in my T-zone. And this feels so refreshing when your skin is really overproducing oil. You don't want to put those really heavy creams, especially if you are suffering with congestion. So treating that area with a separate product feels a little bit extra, but sometimes it really solves the problem when that oil is out of control. And you can see it doesn't offer a lot of additional shininess to my forehead either. So it really helps. Now, a fourth option for moisturizer would be to ditch the moisturizer completely and just go in for your sunscreen as your moisturizer and your sun protection. Because I know you're wearing sunscreen no matter what, right? So if your combination skin is feeling more oily than anything, right? Your dry areas aren't that dry and you can't stand another heavy product on your skin, feel free to replace your moisturizer with sunscreen in the morning. I love this one from Haruharu. This is the Airyfit Daily Moisture Sunscreen. This has such a beautiful texture to it. And it's really great if your combo skin is more oily because you see it doesn't have that wet, overly dewy, shiny finish to it. It's a very neutral type of finish. So if you're very concerned about looking like a disco ball or having products that really make you feel heavy and oily in the middle of the day, this could be a great option for you. And it really does double as a moisturizer replacement beautifully. Now let's talk about controlling the oil throughout the day. Yeah, because sometimes we do our skincare routine, everything looks great. And then in the middle of the afternoon, it's like, what happened? So I love these oil absorbing sheets. You know, this is an old school classic, but these are great for keeping in your desk at work or in your purse or in your car, whatever, right? These are great for touch-ups on the go. They are just these little sheets that help to absorb the excessive oil that is pooling up on top of your skin. So you can put these right in your oily areas. So for me, again, that T-zone, and it really helps to take down the shine and also just that feeling of thickness. I hate when my T-zone gets overly oily. Look at all that oil already. I hate how the oil builds up in there because it almost feels like a thick film on my skin. So not only does it help with the look, but it actually also helps with that sensation on your skin too. This can be great to do right before you reapply your sunscreen if you like to do that. It can be a really great option before you apply another layer too. Now, something I've been doing this summer is actually using this Supergoop resetting mineral powder. This offers SPF 35 and it's like a zinc oxide powder. So there is some sunscreen protection in here. It's not going to give you like super duper full coverage sunscreen protection, but it's actually kind of a nice product for touch-ups, especially when you want a little extra sun protection or you want to control the oil. This can be really great because not only does it help to take down the shininess just because it is a powder product, and of course you can use something without sunscreen in the powder just to take down that look, but I find this one to be pretty good at controlling oil, and it's just nice to get that little extra coverage when you are touching up in the middle of the day. I love how that just takes the shine down. Do you see the difference there? When your oil is popping through, this can be a really great way to kind of get you through the rest of the day. Those are my tips for balancing out combination skin. If you have any additional tips for all of us combo skin folks, let us all know in the comments below. And if you love this video and it helped you out, don't forget to hit subscribe to see more content from me. I just want to encourage you to keep shining your light. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.